Somebody needs to sit down and have this conversation with the cosplay community, and I'm not going to be too nice about it either because it has to be said. So let it be me. The cosplay community is not fun anymore. I do not like cosplaying. And honestly, I'm thinking about quitting or taking a very long break, which is very upsetting because this community is what got me into anime, cartoons, video games. It was uplifting. It made me and everyone else feel good about themselves. It didn't seem like a competition until it seems like this entire year. Cosplaying has just felt like a competition. Your cosplay isn't good enough. You didn't make that cosplay by hand? Pfft, not good enough. Like, what the heck? You're a POC, not good enough. Like, what is wrong with you guys? What the heck? I have never been so frustrated and upset by a community in my entire life. And we all witnessed the Dream SMP community just go to hell. It's so upsetting, like, that you have to be a white, skinny cosplayer that puts in the bare minimum to get a whole bunch of views. I work my ass off on my cosplays. People who deserve those views work their ass off and get none. Completely different topic, I loved over-accessorized cosplayers. And there was such a bad rep that was given to them. We chased those people that over-accessorize their cosplays out of the community. We forced them to change how they liked presenting their cosplays. Guys, for frick's sake, it's just Halloween, but every single day. Like, some of you guys need to come off your high horses. If you want to cosplay from Genshin and Dream SMP, then you do that. But don't go slander people that want to cosplay from animes from the early 2000s. That's not cool. Don't slander people that have a different skin color or ethnicity than you. Like, don't slander people who want to use their natural hair for cosplays. Or, that cosplay isn't canon, that's not the right outfit. Who cares? Who cares? Nobody cares. Cosplaying has turned into a chore. It is not a hobby anymore. It has turned into a literal chore, and TikTok doesn't help that. You put in a lot of effort, and you get 10 likes, while somebody that has 1 million followers gets millions and millions of likes per day, and they wave a dream mask in front of the camera. And don't even get me started. I like cosplaying from Danganronpa. Awful rep. I retired a lot of my Danganronpa cosplays because it just has a bad rep. And poor Eddie Munson cosplayers too. Like, what the heck? Do better, guys. Do better. The cosplay community is not fun anymore.
No, you are definitely right. As you can see, I am also a cosplayer, and I have been for years. And I first started cosplaying, I believe, around 2018, 2019. And back then, it was an entirely different energy. See, the cosplay tag itself, it used to be something completely different. It used to be about cute dances and acting. When you go on the cosplay tag now, it is mostly about sex appeal. What happened to the cosplay community is it became over-sexualized. So of course the cosplayers who, aren't really, sexy with their cosplays, they're gonna get looked down on. They're gonna be ignored and treated like they don't exist. And while that is not completely true, it is mostly true. Because now, in order to be a cosplayer, you have to be certain categories. You have to be attractive. Again, like I said, if you go on the cosplay tag now, it is mostly attractive, femme-presenting people who have sex appeal. Because back in the day, I used to go to the cosplay tag for inspiration for what I wanted to do with cosplays. And I can't really do that anymore. Too, you have to be very skilled with makeup, which means buying expensive makeup, learning how to do, just basically, over-the-top cool makeup things. Because I watched someone who had 10,000 followers and used to do, cool SFX makeup go from 10,000 to 1 million within a few months. 3, you definitely have to be skinny. And you know what, funny enough, a long time ago, I did actually make a video like this. Maybe that audio is still floating around somewhere. And the audio was about how sad it is that poor, black, overweight cosplayers are looked down upon. And you know what, even treated like shit by members of their own cosplay community. Also, weird note, ignore that. Just ignore it. But we will have members of our own community do the same things that non-cosplayers do. Because for them, getting famous was a lot easier than it is for the rest of the people. And they don't understand it. Even worse, sometimes make fun of you. Sometimes being within the cosplay community, it feels like being back in high school. Except we're all nerds in some sort of weird popularity contest. And I'm not sure if this is new or something that's always been a thing within the cosplay community. But nonetheless, we do need to have a discussion about this. Because I myself have lost motivation to cosplay because I don't look like the other cosplayers. I am mask presenting and I have a baby face. And it is very hard for me to feel masculine or handsome. I do end up comparing myself to the more handsome cosplayers. I know that is a fault within myself because they are just doing their cosplay thing, and you know what, that's fair. But at the same time, TikTok and other cosplayers elevate these types of cosplayers only because they have sex appeal. And they flat out ignore and degrade the other type of cosplayers. On the daily, black cosplayers are told that the characters that they're cosplaying aren't black, therefore they shouldn't be cosplaying them. Fat cosplayers are told that, you know, the character that they're cosplaying isn't overweight, so they shouldn't be cosplaying them. Running out of time, so part 2.
The cosplay community is not fun anymore.
Part 2. My big solution to this isn't to do the same thing to the pretty, rich, white, skinny cosplayers that's been done to, you know, the rest of the cosplay community. Because that solves nothing, and it's also not gonna happen. All the rest of the cosplay community is asking for is just the same energy. Quality doesn't come from taking one group of people and then pushing them down to elevate another one. Quality is just elevating all of us. Give the same energy to black cosplayers. Give the same energy to fat cosplayers. Stop making fun of poor cosplayers. Because the amount of bullying I've seen for cosplayers who do not have the budget for the amazing cosplays that get uplifted, it is fucking ridiculous and needs to stop. And another thing I would like to add, if you do become a popular cosplayer, do not cut off your friends who helped you get there. My friends have told me stories about, you know, cosplayers who got very popular, who gained over 1 million followers, and then just cut off contact with anyone who didn't have that same amount of followers. They just cut them out. They just stopped talking to them. They were nothing. Don't do that, because those cosplayers, the ones you were friends with before you became an asshole, they were the ones in your comment section uplifting you when you weren't as popular as you are now. They were your friends, and you know what? I understand that now that you're famous, you're worried that your not so famous friends are gonna see you as a meal ticket. Have you ever heard that phrase, "We'll come to that bridge when we cross it"? Also, non-cosplayers, could you please stop adding your input on what a cosplayer should and shouldn't do? Very weird, because me as a non-football fan, I've never liked football in my entire life. You don't see me going out on the field and then discussing plays with the coach, making fun of the players when they fumble. You don't see me going into fantasy football forums and making fun of the players. If you don't know anything about cosplay, shut the fuck up.